Okay, this is gonna have to do. Hi lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit, and my hair is driving me crazy, but it's gonna have to do until I get it done, probably in a couple of months. So today I have my update for Alice in Wonderland. Now this was supposed to go up on Christmas Day, but you know this time of the year is pretty hectic. So I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas and are enjoying your holidays. If I'm a little distracted, I have a blush declutter / collection video going on in the background right now. I'm trying not to pay attention to it, but it's just too pretty not to look. So I'm going to try and not distract myself, get into this update because I'm excited about what we are going to be doing this time around. So I'm going to start off with the 3 prompts that I rolled in, show you what I have been using over the last month, and then move on from there. So the very first prompt is Who Are You?, which is a palette that best describes you. Now, the one that I ended up going with is the Solmane 2 palette from Odens. I absolutely adore this color story. I have thoroughly enjoyed it from the moment I saw it, and I still really like this. Now, my goal was to reach for every shade in here one time, minus this shade and this shade, because they're just a little too dark for me. Yes, it's winter, but I have small eyes, so I try my best not to use extremely dark shades that are going to make them look even smaller. Now, these 4 shades down here I had used probably a few weeks ago by this point, and then the rest of these shades I used all this morning. So that's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I have these 2 shades here as my transition, and then my crease shade. I have this in the outer corner. This purple shimmer is in the outer corner, this one's in the middle of my lid, and this one is on my inner corner. And then these 3 shades here I have kind of mixed together, but those are on my bottom lash line. Now, as I said, I don't like to wear deep dark colors because my eyes look really small. So for that reason, I also don't usually wear bottom lash line looks because, again, I feel like they close in my eyes a little too much. So I really blended them out together. It was definitely a trust the process kind of look because as I was doing this, I was a little terrified. But after the liner and the mascara, everything came together, and I really do enjoy it. I think it looks a little bit better without my glasses. I feel like the glare kind of throws it off a bit, but I actually really enjoy how this eye look came out today. So I am happy about that, and I'm also happy that I've used every shade in this palette the one time that I needed to for this project, meaning I get to roll out the palette and roll something else in place of it. I do want the moon version of this. I think it's super pretty as well. So hopefully one day I can pick that one up, and until then I can continue to use this throughout this year, but it is out of this project, which makes me really excited. So next, the prompt that I had was Wake Up Alice, Wake Up, which is a product that you wish you didn't own or you regret purchasing. And I threw in this Rare Beauty blush in the shade Grace. It is a cream, which I'm not a fan of. I don't really use them. If I'm gifted them, I absolutely will wear them. But when I purchase them myself, they tend to go left unattended to, and I just don't ever think about them. I completely forgot about this one, and I have not used it even one time. So I will be keeping this in, and hopefully I can roll this baby out for the next update. Cross your fingers because I'm going to need all the luck that I can have to remember to even use that. So we're going to move right on to the last product, and that prompt was Follow the White Rabbit. So it's a product that you purchased because of the hype behind it, or it was on trend at the time. And the Milk Flex Highlighter was a big thing, and I couldn't wait to purchase it. I got this in the shade Lit, which was the lightest shade, and I have absolutely adored this highlighter. My goal was to reach for this 10 times, and I have completed that goal, which I'm really excited about. So you may be able to see, but maybe not so much. This is where I had kind of reached. You can tell that it's slightly darker. I don't know. There's a little bit of a dip going there, so you can kind of tell. It is a stunning highlighter. I absolutely love this, and I am excited that I was finally able to get a little bit more use on this. I do want to keep this out and maybe use it as like a secondary or a third highlighter when I'm kind of mixing some things up, but for now my focus on this is complete and I'm really excited about it. So that means I get to roll in 2 brand new prompts. Now, We have 23 prompts in this project. And if I can find right here. 23. Okay. So if I happen to, I have all of the prompts beside me on my computer. So if I happen to roll a prompt that I've already used, I will re-roll. So I have number 2, which was follow the white rabbit. So I'm going to re-roll. Number 22. Okay, I can use that one. And number 15. Okay, so I can use those 2 prompts. So prompt 22 is the end. So it's a product that you want to finish, you want to end it, complete it. And number 15 is you're entirely bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are. So that is a product that you like that most people don't. So let me go take a look at my collection, see what I can come up with for both of those prompts, something that I want to finish, which I'm sure I have 1 or 2 things to choose from. And then I really want to take a look and see what product I like that I haven't heard necessarily the best reviews on, and something just popped into my mind. So we're going to see if I decide to go with that one or see what else I can find. So I will be back in just a moment with 2 brand new products. Okay, I'm back, and I actually went with the product that came to mind, but for both of these prompts. My project, my rules. I also did this before with a couple of other projects, and I think it just brings in less product, but you also get good use out of your stuff as well. So what I decided to pull in for both prompts, something that I want to finish and something that I enjoy that most people don't, which this may be a little more 50-50 than that, but this is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. Now, I don't want to completely finish this palette because that is a feat in itself, but this is a palette that I have slightly debated panning just kind of on my own or in some sort of way. I absolutely adore this palette. Now, back in last year in 23, this was in my top 3 palettes. It still is. I really love this palette, and I hate to see shades in here used up because I adore it so much. But I'm going to show you what this palette looks like. It is very messy, but the love that I have for this palette is just on a whole other level. This shade was just the bone shade that I would use for my setting down my lids. This shade right here, I have already repressed to this and this one. I want to finish this shade off, but because there is so little in there, I think my goal is to completely finish off both of these 2 shimmers, and then I will be absolutely heartbroken once this one is done, because that is my absolute favorite shade in this palette. Something about it, I absolutely love it. But my goal is to completely finish off both of these shades. I'm gonna have to repress this one probably 1 more time, and then it's going to be gone within the next couple of uses. This one might take a little bit more, but I really like putting this on the outer corner. This one more so in the middle. This one, I would kind of use all 4 of them. This is in the inner corner. This would be like the inner, third. This would be tapped into the very inner corner. But focusing on these 2, it's gonna bring up a lot of emotion for me because I absolutely love this palette, and you cannot buy it anymore. Yes, they have a new version of this, but it's not the same. But I just feel like I've been reaching for this palette a lot lately anyways, so I might as well continue that on, get some goals hit, move on with this project, and just feel a lot more love for this than I already have. So that is my prompt for something that I want to finish. The end is to completely finish off these 2. And then the prompt for something that I enjoy that most people don't, like I said, I think it's maybe more 50-50, but I have heard a lot of negative reviews on this palette, and I just couldn't understand it because it's absolutely one of my favorites. I want to, again, just more use this palette probably for just the month of January. I will extend it, but I want to try and reach for every shade let's go twice. Let's up it a little bit and reach for every shade in this palette twice. Now these two shades here, I think maybe I've dipped into once through the whole time that I've had this palette. It's more so these shades that I would always reach for, like these 9 right here. As you can tell, if I bring this closer, that's where the dips are. That's where the usage is. You can absolutely tell that I've just loved and adored that side of it. These 3, not so much. So I want to show a little bit more love to these 3 shades as well. So I'm going to try and reach for every shade in here, minimum of twice. I will include these 2 shades in that just because they're still around. And I know that I'm not going to use up all of that. Well, I might use that all up in one use. Probably not. But if I can get this to 2 or 3 uses, I'll be happy. But I would like to try and reach for the rest of these shades twice. And then if these happen, or if this happens to go prior to, then it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to count it as goal not met because it's completely finished off before that. But I am really excited to dip into this a little bit more. Like I said, I've been reaching for it a lot more lately. I'm not wearing it today because I have my Unzai palette on. But more often than not, for a very simple, easy, quick look, I absolutely adore this palette. And it's going to be heartbreaking once it's gone, which is going to take a little bit of time because those mattes, I still don't have pan in them. It's only the shimmers, but those shimmers are like topper shades that I just love so much. I might actually purchase the other one just for the shimmers. I'm not a big fan of like the navy blue that's in there because it's a little too dark for me, but I might have to do it just for the shimmers in those palette, or in that palette. So that is what I will be working on for both of those prompts. So I have just these 2 products. Hopefully with that, I can get some good use on this bad boy and complete my goal on those products by the next update. And if I can roll both of those out in January, I will be extremely happy. I think the Marc Jacobs one will more than likely be on the way out by the end of January, if not for sure by then. But that is it. That is all. So thank you guys so much for watching. This video is a little late. It's going to go up today, which is December 27th. And then today is actually supposed to be when my hashtag beauty chest project goes up. So I'm going to film that right away after this one, and I'm going to post that one tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one as well. Anouk Dominique Rose already has posted her updates, so please go check her out. She adores this project. I am so happy that she does. And I believe I have Robin Panning on Instagram doing this as well. Everything is down in the description box as always, so go check that out. I hope you enjoy this. Stay tuned for the next update. And that is all. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.